Yes.
But the results may be otherwise.
What causes that?
If you don't fight the rigging machine, a very efficient machine.
You mean there is a rigging machine that shows up to...
You come from Jerusalem? Even the court says so. I'm
go on.
I know you're a journalist, yes. But you are now covered. The court said, yes, the Electoral Commission is not clean. Yes, elections are rigged in Uganda. But in the case of the president, the substantial effect. Two, there are many members of parliament who have been thrown out, like in Mukono Bakalwa Mukasa, because of rigging. That is an exhibit.
In the past?
In the past?
Yes.
That is the last election.
Right.
Yeah. Don't you think they need to have more members of parliament even in this election? That is a manifestation that in this country there's a rigging machine which is very efficient.
Okay, let's talk about the your allegations, I see call them allegations, of rigging versus the lack of violence in this election. How does that read into the mood, the temperature, the climate of these elections?
I think it was an intention of the NRM government to have a fairly cool campaign, because the NRM party by its nature today, if you look at our country, has 90% the monopoly of the instruments of physical force, the guns, the tanks, and the rest. Therefore, it has the switchboard to decide as to whether elections may be violent or not. What happens to the opposition is we react in nature. You are hit by tear gas, or you are found in a corner with a baton, you are beaten, then you push that person away to get away to flee. Okay, our reaction is preventive in nature, so that you may not be hit twice. You are hit once, you push the person away, and then you take off. But the NRM party in nature is offensive. If it decides to be violent tomorrow elections, even tomorrow, if they say, you know, the only way out, you see, they always do things with a purpose. The only way out of this election is to become violent. Tomorrow you can have the most violent election in this country it has ever seen.
All right, you just mentioned that 90% of the coercive power is with the NRM. Where is the other 10%?
I should say that the 10% goes to the ordinary person, because you may come with a baton and find me at my market store. Then I pick the hoe and I hit you. That's the 10% I'm talking about. But the real instruments of physical force, the guns, the tanks, the katyushas.
All right, well, this is Spectrum on Radio 1 tonight on this debate. 2 days to the polls. What are the chances of the contenders after a hectic campaign process? 3 months for the presidential campaigns and 2 months roughly for the parliamentarians. We're asking what the political parties are doing to ensure a free and fair process. Most of the work has been done. Tomorrow is the last day of campaigning. Thursday, 0 campaigns. Friday is the day when we go to vote. Elections results are supposed to be declared within 48 hours thereafter. So by the time we meet on Monday, we should know who is president. Our guest tonight, Mr. Kenneth Kakande, Deputy Spokesman of the Democratic Party, and Mr. Sadam Gayira, spokesperson for the People's Progressive Party of Honorable Jaberi Bidandisel. We invited someone from the NRM. He couldn't come. He changed his mind towards the end. You'll be able to call in after we go for a commercial break later. You'll be able to call in, and you can also send in text messages. Our text code is Spectrum 7197. In other words, type the word Spectrum, leave a space, message, question, or comment, send it 7197. Mr. Gayira, has money played a big part in this election, and how big?
Of course, it was by design, as I said. It was by design that you move away from violence, right? Then resort to bribery. It was by design. When I said, rebranding, I meant that it was by design, because the NRM has been using 2 methods: stick and carrot.
Yes.
Stick and carrot.
Yes.
Now this time they are employing only one.
The carrot.
The carrot.
In the past it was the stick.
No, both.
Oh, in the past there was the stick and the carrot.
Yes, but now they
will whip you, and then the following day they give you money so you keep quiet.
Exactly. But now they are finding it very, very difficult to use both because of what is going on. in other countries, right? The pressure from the international community does not allow them to use, direct force. Why? That's the very reason why they are not violent, but they are intimidating. All these statements you hear from General Kayihura talking about vigilante groups, that the opposition, parties are training vigilante groups. All those are intended to intimidate, to inflict fear, really. Because one could ask himself, why is it that up to now, nobody has been arrested for training such a group? They are just mentioning them, right?
Well, we've seen some of them at campaign rallies. They wear T-shirts, Operation Chikankane, and they show people aside.
My question is, why is it that the police force is just intimidating, is just threatening to arrest?
Right.
Because it is the responsibility of the police to arrest, to prevent, and to deter. But you just threaten to arrest. You don't arrest.
Yes.
That is, a direct intimidation. The intention is to create fear.
Maybe they're simply being accommodative. They're nice people.
You accommodate,
a criminal?
A criminal?
Yes, go on.
You massage a criminal?
Go on.
So, the intention is to make sure that the public, in fact, I was somewhere, and people were in Kalangala, people were asking me, shall we have, peace if Museveni is voted out? Right? Now, those questions...
Oh, you mean some people in the islands wanted to vote Museveni out?
Oh,
really?
Yesterday I was addressing a very, very, mammoth rally there.
On the islands?
Yes, in Kalangala.
You went by boat and then you began to address a campaign rally?
Yes.
Go on.
Now, people are asking me, are we going to be safe if we vote him out? Right? Now, that means that the information is there. Because of the statements which are being, made by these security people.
Yes.
Because they are the one controlling the coercive machinery.
Right.
People fear that now what is going to happen, right? So they are using those methods. They did away with the violence method. Then they stick to using carrot and intimidation.
Mr. Kakande, let's talk about money briefly. Has it played a part from your perspective, your vantage position?
There has been a lot of money in these campaigns. And there have been, for example, press reports that government departments are broke.
Yes. Oh, we know about that. So they can't take tea at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Go on.
And we all know where the money goes.
Where does the money go?
To bribe voters.
What do you mean?
As simple as that. The president sometimes moves with a bullion gun.
Sacks.
With a bullion car.
Oh, we've not seen that in the press.
Yes,
We're hearing it from you.
You don't have to see it. But
there is a live example in Mitiana,
yes,
where 160 plus millions were stolen from NRM people. They are taking them.
Well, maybe to finance their campagns, they buy T-shirts and polish campaign managers.
The Secretary General said in their last, they forget what they say.
Yes,
they said, the Secretary General said in the last delegates conference, and even the President repeated it. You don't pay membership fee. The party as a party has no money. Yes. So Ugandans are asking, where does the money come from? And in law, there's what we call circumstantial evidence.
Go on.
605 billion is passed in Parliament.
Yes.
Then the next day, you see a party which has no money,
yes,
spending over 300 billion.
What do you mean 300 billion?
300 billion.
What do you mean? Which party spent? Your party? Not your party?
No, the United Party.
How did they spend 300 billion?
Come on.
No, let's get it clear for the record. This is history. Let's get the record clear.
Okay, one, the money is being dished out every day. Two, the cars. Did you see the cars they rebranded? One time,
I saw a few of them.
Yeah. One time I was campaigning in Nakawa. I'm standing in Nakawa, yes, as a member of parliament.
Yes,
and I'm going to win.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm the next member of parliament. I was campaigning at night at around 8, not officially though, at around 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And I counted over 100 vehicles including trailers and buses. Do you know how a bus costs? 300 million.
Yes.
All branded NRM, fighting poverty, doing that. Those cars, if you calculate very well, costed over 100 billion.
If they were new.
Brand new. And the numbers were even following.
Right.
There is another one.
Yes.
I can tell you, according to the information we have, the NRM people give away 5,000 T-shirts.
Yes.
At every rally.
Yes.
And they have a maximum, an average of 3 rallies in a district.
In a district.
In a district. So they give away 5,000.
15,000.
That is per district.
Per district. Yes.
Now you just make a simple calculation.
And
right?
these days we have quite a number.
They are spendthrifts, I tell you.
Well, this is
that's why the government departments are broke.
This is Spectrum on Radio 1. Hearing a lot of unsubstantiated claims here. Well, we are talking about the polls. 2 days to the polls. What are the chances of the contenders after a hectic campaign process? What are the political parties doing to ensure a free and fair process? We are going for a break. We'll be back. Stay with us.